good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to Mystic Moons. It's after dark here in the highlands of the hills of upstate New York. You could say that every place is highland when you're up in the mountains. True, it's highland, it's not lowland. We're not talking about swamp creatures, the thing from the swamp, gators, dragonflies. No. We're just very close to the heavens because we're up high in the mountains. And since we're so high in the mountains, one thing we always see, the moon energy. You ever stop to wonder about something you've seen all the time? Oh, it's just the moon. So yeah, pretty moon. It's okay. Oh, can't see it tonight. You get these matter of fact reflections of the moon. It's something we've always seen. At least 12 times a year, sometimes 14, 15. And that's called a blue moon. But no. Have you ever thought, that what you looking up tonight and seeing, what is the moon? What can it be? And from living already in the age of rush and haste and barbs and this and that the moon is probably not what they told you it is. We're supposed to have gone to the moon like 50, 60 years ago, right? Supposedly. Well, that's another thing. Now, how come we don't have Hiltons and gambling joints up in the moon? How come we're not seeing Star Wars, right? Hello, Northern Balls girl, the ballsy girl. Hello. Yeah, how come we're not seeing it? Tell me. How come we're just riding off the moon? Oh, it's just the moon. I think the moon, sometimes the most commonplace things right in front of you are also the most mysterious things. Did you ever think of that? It's almost like some stalker is watching you every day, as you cross the street, between their curtains, between their blinds, or something like that. You never know. If you don't know exactly what people you have around you, how can you even think about what's above you? And we all heard what's above and what's below. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Of course, maybe what's above could also be below us. We don't know that. And we can't wait for science to tell us what's what. Mm-mm. What is the moon? A bunch of plasma? A bunch of dirt? For they went up to the moon about 50 years ago. And then for about 50 years or so, everybody thought the moon, their soil was white, right? Reflecting. Took the Chinese to go up there and tell us that the soil is black, rich black earth, soil. Of course, they didn't tell us what this stuff exactly comprised. Do you know what it's comprised of? I couldn't roll it out, but we can guess. But how come we haven't gone back? Isn't that the spirit of every country to go out there? Maybe. And like good little doobies, we listen. And why do we listen? That's a good question, isn't it? We'll have to ask the spirits about that. Are there? Is this, one way, it could be something up there sending frequencies to our brains. Like we are electromagnetic. We all know that. When we walk on, our hair sticks up like electricity. If we walk on too many rugs or put on too many woolen sweaters, we all know this. But what if something is beaming us into frenzies, beaming us into lovemaking, beaming us into excitement or lulling us to sleep. What if we're really not in control of any of this stuff because we're being bzz, 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 bzz. It's possible. It's very possible. Because sometimes a lot of things that happen here on Earth seem just so non-human and stupid that would just seem to be some sort of like lab rat test, lab mice. I'll put it as mice. Test number 85, 600, something like that. You get the idea. Why? But we're going to have to ask the spirits. I'm never going to get the answer from anybody, but the spirits, you know more than I know, that you know. Or maybe they're like, they can say it easier. They don't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, you're nuts. Oh, but yeah, who isn't nuts? Our leaders, our military, our greed, our hate, our love. What are we talking about? What is the moon? Now, you can take like, oh, it is a bit of this that's separated from that, and it just orbits around us. It's true. But what if it was really hollow with a full working laboratory of all these types of devices? I mean, where do these drones and the rest of these orbs come from? And where do they go? Tell me, where do they go? They're going somewhere. You go, oh, this is too far out. Yes, but that's what they count on. They count on the moon being too far out for you or I to even speculate. I mean, there's so many other things. We could even think about who's doing what to whom, or why are they doing to whom, to what, for why. Or we can worry about our leaders, always. But the bigger thing, the bigger picture, is this giant inanimate object staring at us 24/7. Oh, sure, it fluctuates. And we have different names for it. The moon energies. But it's something very strange. Like, where are these spaceships being held? We know that some spaceships, orbs, drones, whatever you want to call them, these fast, high ricocheting things in our night skies, daytime skies, and in our oceans. Now we know that some of these things go under, but a lot of them go up, up, up. So where are they getting all their fuel from? I'm not talking about the bottom, submergible ones. No, I'm talking about the ones that go up. The moon, or some people say that the moon is a reptilian base. The drakes, the draconians, the dracs. Now, have you ever seen one of those creatures? Come on, you can admit it. Have you out there seen any one of those creatures? Well, I can tell you I have. But in a weird way, I wasn't saying, oh, let me see a lizard, a humanoid. I wasn't saying that to myself. I was doing something, and at the corner of my eye, and I wasn't, dipping the moonshine or anything. No, or the champagne glass. No, or the joint. I was simply having a pleasant day. And twice I saw something. And both of them had a strange colored skin. Like, I don't see the blue and the green. No, I saw the pink. So obviously there's different kinds. Just like humans, there's different colors. I wonder if they stay in different places because, pink ones over here, blue ones over here, green ones, like, the way they like to separate humans in different countries with all this allegiance of where do you belong? Maybe I belong with my 2 flat feet straight on this planet. And they'll go, your planet? And that's where it comes into, they put the, and then you have to wonder, well, I'll just think about it. Sometimes you can get very romantic under the moon. Do you think that's intentional? Do you think that's planned? Maybe something's putting out a vibration. Let's watch you do this. That means that we're almost in a pan-opic situation. We are. We worry about a few little cameras, a few little AI devices, when there are such a powerful, powerful telescope watching us. Who is watching us? On the moon. And this moon becomes, look outside right now. Go out there and look at the moon. Is there a moon tonight? Maybe I should go out there and take a look too. Tell me, is there a moon out tonight? Or if it isn't tonight, the last time that you saw a moon, especially those full moons are weird. I remember being out there in the only house on the hillside, and that lonely street, road, whatever, not a street, it's a road. And I could see everything. A couple raggedy trees on one side, a few hills on the other side, and that lonely, lonely, bright, spooky road. That scared the shit out of me, by the way. That really did. I thought, uh-oh. So I'd sleep downstairs by the door with my knives, whatever I can grab my hands on, thinking some lunatic from The Walking Dead would come strolling by. It's possible. Especially too, I had a huge dairy barn too that was all open from one side. So you could see there were many avenues. Now, who put that fear in us? We should just feel all secure in the night. But where does that fear come from? Why do we have these emotions, right? Why do we have? Now, is this moon something we should be fearful of? Let's see. What is the moon? First, let's ask, what is the moon? Is the moon an alien base? I'm curious. Is it an alien base? Is it an alien base? Let's see. Is it an alien base? I'm gonna close my eyes. Is it an alien base? Is it some kind of base? And people say, oh, you're nuts. No, I'm not nuts. I'm being inquisitive. I'm asking, what is the moon? Is it an alien base? Could be. I don't know. What the spirit, tell me. Is this moon? What is it? Tell me. Oh, my cat even wants to come into it. He says, ooh, I'm scared, Mom. Well, it's been up there a long time, so. Now, the thing that we got to worry about, if it is an alien base, who's getting their marching orders? Now, the first thing we get is a Knight of Pentacles. What do you think? Coachy says, I think so. This is, the Earth in relations to the moon. The Earth in relation to the moon. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Earth. We have the coins. It also could be something, a device to rule us by, right? I mean, a knight is a warrior. For whom? For whom? The Earth? I don't think so. There's too many fault lines. There's too many mysteries still on the Earth. There's too many mysteries. So obviously, the moon must be something that an emissary, a fighting force of something else, like another race of something, of beings. The moon. I would take this Knight of Pentacles as being something bigger. I would take this as being, this is quite a positive in terms of the moon being This is like one of the four horsemen for something, or the leader of an army, a general, but it's a knight. All right. So the next thing we have is this. So it seems like it could very well be a working base. Couldn't that be a working base? It could be. It could be. Two coins too. The Knight of Coins and the Eight of Coins, Pentacles, Earth. Meaning, we're asking, is the moon an alien base? Maybe they just want us to move faster so we can bring out the goodies faster, whatever the goodies may be. And the world. Oh, look at that. The world. We are watching you. We are watching the entire world. Isn't this highly suspicious? You know, they'll tell us, if they ever tell us, that there are aliens on the moon. There are lots of structures on the moon. We haven't been back there in 50 effing years. What do you think? Tell me. It gets me exasperated that we just accept things. We as humans, we just go, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then we just watch another old Turner classic. Oh yeah. We're being lulled into passivity. We don't ask questions. Who and what is that moon? And how come we're not back up there? No president since the assassinated JFK has even talked moon language. The rest of them are too busy. I gotta have this, I gotta have that. And, you know, gimme. Or I'll take it. But anyway, ooh, and look at this. These are some strong cards. The Emperor. The Emperor, right? The Emperor. We have this backwards. The Emperor. We have the World. We have the Eight of Coins. And we have the Knight of Coins. Seems like we're not running the kiddie show here. It seems like it's very possible that the moon can very well be a base of a superior race, or at least a race that intimidates us, or we allowed ourselves to become stupider and stupider and stupider and stupider, slower and slower and slower, while they are just upping their ante. Like last year, they all showed us, besides, we were shown a whole bunch of new weaponry, right? November, October, December. Now it's all quiet for the most part. For the most part, it's quiet. Or if they have gone undercover. And all this talk about World War III, listen, we all know that they have advanced weapons. These little penis-shaped projectiles, bombs, nuclear bombs, it's just a show of like BS. Not that we can, this candle could like burn me down, but is it the only thing I should be careful about? No. It's just like a thing, right? A thing. What I'm saying is basically that perhaps we're being watched, controlled by an alien base. We have the world. We have the Emperor, something very strong. And looking over the entire world, we have the Eight of Coins and the Knight of Coins. I would say it's very possible that we are being watched by, of course we're watched. That's absurd. We are being watched because we love an audience, don't we? That's why we go through all the, look at our weapons, look at this, or show of, because we're giving them the show. Now, just like this candle I could be burned by, they could be, shot in the flanks with one of our little bullets, right? Perhaps. We can assume. However, there's much more ferocious things out there than a candle or a little bullet. And it's not a nuclear weapon. It's something else. It's something that would even scare the bejesus out of us. And what would that be? To know that our moon that we look up day and night, is not just a white thing in the sky, a green thing in the sky. Oh no. That is someone watching us 24/7. Some being watching us, a race, unbeknownst to us. But of course, knowing human nature, we probably sucked up to them and we have like a full Space Force. Now, if you think Space Force is just hanging out in Chicago, New York, above the ground, or they're calling Space Force, what is that? That's like some Nickelodeon show, Space Force. They call it Space Force because it's in space. You were conditioned with Star Trek for 20 X amount of years, 20 plus years, to accept humans in space. What was their tagline? Going where no man has been before. It was prepping us, and the different types of humanoid and other types of silicon creatures. It was prepping. That's what sci-fi does. It preps you. It wasn't just there for entertainment. But now, the curtains are open. Now, this emperor who's been watching our world wants to say, hi. Maybe it has so then we have to speculate. Do you hear Trump going, President Trump going, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. I got a good deal. We're going to the moon. No, he doesn't say a word. Xi Jinping, does he say we're going? Yeah, he's been to the moon. He has more, he has to go see some things of his own. Or maybe they have better technology. Whatever the reason is, some of the biggest quoted voices aren't saying, do you see Macron saying, I will go to the moon? No, he's quiet. Excuse my bad butchering of a French accent. No, he doesn't. Why? Are they scared? They just get in, take a few little soil samples, and they skedaddle out of there. Now, do you think they have a treaty with who's up there? This looks pretty positive to me. Now, let's take another deck and see, do they have a treaty that they can generate certain emotions in us? Love, loneliness, depression, excitement? And that feeds them? They could be those kind of emotion feeders, can't they? Now, let's take this one back here. Now, I think we pretty much can say there's something up there. There is. How about that big cigar-shaped vehicle? Everybody's seen that. What's it called? Oumuamua. Yeah, it's Oumuamua. Oumuamua says a funny name to it. It's been up there for years, and speculation, and yet it has an orbit, and we've been told to accept it. Or just once in a while we get a little sci-fi story on it. I saw something strange. Listen, let's get real. We're into humanoid robots. We're into bioids, which you know what bioid is. My cheetahs. That's a human grown in a lab. Now we know what brainioids are. Those little brain bits grown in a lab. They're all put into advanced robots. They're here. They're there. Yes. And they even have scratchy cats, I'm sure. Scratchy vocal cats. Just my voice is kind of scratchy tonight, too. I'm getting over a cold because I'm not going to be sick anymore. Okay, now, let's see. Do we have a treaty with these aliens? Do we have a treaty? We let them suck like incubus, succubus, suck our emotions, our energies, our sex. And they, once in a while, they leave us be, or they just give us a little trick or treat. It could be. It could be. You don't know. You think someone's going to tell you? No, they're not going to tell you squat. They're going to let you keep sucking on the tits of disbelief. Because it's too much for them to believe. It's too much. They don't want you to be higher and more developed. Now let's clear the air. Of course, I can't guarantee clearing the meows. Now, do we humans have a treaty with what's up on the moon? Well, we have the Queen of Wands. That's pretty up there, isn't it? We're definitely following. Aye, sir. The Queen of Wands. That's a general idea, isn't it? The Queen of Wands. They leave us alone if we give them what they want. The King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups, the receiving. We have to, it's almost like the water being the fluid that goes in all of us. No matter what language we speak, it's something that runs through us all. Without water, we have nothing. Very interesting, isn't this? And why are things so polluted if we don't have a treaty? You know, we have something going on. And here we have the lovers. Well, maybe they're quite fond of us as mice. Quite fond of us. Hello. How are you? Yet much. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Yet much. Well, what do you think? A treaty? Well, we have the Queen of Wands. I would take that almost as an acquiescence. And then here we have the King of Cups, offering our emotional, plus other things. What's a heart, legs, a body, a uterus? We're offering. The King of Cups is saying, all these people on this planet, you can have your pickings from. And then the lovers. Well, that's almost like it's just too good to resist. All of it's good. You know, all salt is good as and honey is good. Do you understand? Sweet and sour. Ooh. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Well, it's an effing burden. And maybe that burden is something that we, at this time, want to have the shackles removed. The burden is some sort of treaty that is not in our advantage. We are the low, how would you say, the low blow, the low element in this treaty. I would say so. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the King of Cups. Give all our goodies away. People, children, resources, sky, land, everything. It's very complicated, isn't it? And then we have the lovers. My cat. He seems to know more than I do. Hello. I operate how do you say, 7 in different time zones. Let me get some water first, okay? Hold on. There's something. I'll be right back. Let me get some water. Oh. Okay, Bat. So you could say that we had a deal. We had a deal with these aliens on this base. That they were definitely. We were, you can have this and we'll leave you alone, type of thing. It was not in our favor. However, we knocked enough of governments, countries around this planet have knocked enough of those things down. Have you ever seen a spaceship? One of them global, UFO. I have years ago. We'll be seeing that stuff. Of course, people would look at me like strange, and now I don't even bother talking about my past experience. But I haven't seen one lately. Maybe because I haven't looked. Because I've already seen too much. Now I ask Spirit to tell me, what are we going to do about these beings? Are we going to be one happy family? This lovers, this seems like a one-sided lover. That's like when he loves too much or she loves too much, and you can go, okay. Now, this lover, let's look at this lover thing here. All right? Let's look at this lover. What kind of love is this one-sided love? This seems like a one-sided love. Because we do know that it's not appreciated. Our air is effed up. Our water is not drinkable. Greed, and people are just driving each other crazy. I mean, all we hear about is the bad news. And then what is the good news? We have to go to Spirit. We have to go to the light. I mean, what do they say? Like Icarus, you go too close to the light, your wings will melt. Nah, maybe you just become bright. This is the age of crystals, crystal energy. Because they don't want you to get who's they? It must be that alien base up in the mountains. Up in the sky of the mountains, up in the sky of the cities, up in the sky of the beaches, all these places. Now, what kind of love is this? It could be like the kind of love a person is obsessed with the other. It's some kind of obsessive love. Let me see, what kind of love? The lovers. This doesn't seem to be healthy love. This one wants to jump out, but I'm not taking it. It doesn't seem that kind of love. I will do you and you will do me. No. This seems to be, did you look at him? Did you look at her? Where were you? What did you do? Or tiptoe into the door at night, sneaking into the bed. That kind of love. You can say that's hot, passionate love. Maybe. But it's not Mayberry love. It's not Walden love. No, it's something that has a game. It's something unhealthy. Something unhealthy about it because it's sneaking. That's the kind of love. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Now, the first thing we get, the Page of Cups. This is the kind of love that we were giving the terms to. The lovers. We were giving the terms. I can do this for you. I can give you advanced weapons. I can. And you will give me quiet. Silence. You will not talk about me. You will not share anything I do. Because you are my little monkeys. That's going to be the aliens' gift to us. I will share my technology. And they're laughing because we have little cell phones. We have, digital computers, blah, 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 blah. We have these little toys and we're like they're like pacifiers. And they're going, we're not going to give you the real stuff. And here we have the King of Wands. That means there's a high-low. A high-low. It's a high-low. We have a Page of Cups, satisfying our emotions. Then we have a King of Wands. Ooh, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy because everybody's getting their little set of marbles to play with. Because maybe everybody is too afraid of us people, how we're going to react when we find out the moon is an alien base or something else similar to that. Because think of the United States. It went to California, right? California. When there was a gold rush, couple 200 years ago or so. And everybody went out there. Now, there was nothing to stop them. They were like a different civilization. They wiped them out because they wanted that gold. Now, somehow, this page of cups that was offered is mere trifling. And the King of Wands says, they're content with that. Everybody's happy. Now, is everybody happy? Is there intuitive people around that realize there's much, 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 much more? Much more. The Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen, again, is kind of acquiescing to this joy and ecstasy. Well, one step at a time, the Queen of Cups is going. One step at a time, but she's one of these thump, 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 thump. She knows there's more pickings out there. So this love relationship, lovers, we can see that it has major players in it. Maybe those are the ones that are running the show, polluting our waters, polluting our skies, polluting our mind with bullshit. Huh? And everything that isn't growing and seeking the light is also bullshit. We know that. We know that. Right. We know that. However, it's amazing how, in the United States, for instance, in the last few decades, people have turned away from organized religion. Churches are now being bought, put up to auction. Not the temples, same thing. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to any of these places. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a flux, big interrupted flux. Because on some level, we realize that this lover deal isn't in our best interest. Is it? Is it? Mark my words. I always wanted to say that. Mark my words. Is this in our best interest? Momentary obscured happiness? Or dealing with the moon? The moon. How long are we going to let the moon inhabitants rule our life? You say as long as we keep giving and giving and giving. Well, when you keep on taking and taking and taking, eventually the shelves go empty. And not only do the shelves go empty, the water runs dry. And you know what they do? It's time to fold it. It's time to fold the scene in. It's time to come down from their lofty moon and see and take a sniff and see what they really have here. Are we going to go, Maybe. Because sci-fi has taught us to be scared. Now, obviously, we made better fools than steaks, right? Because we're still here. Of course, you could see with different things happening in the environment and food, etc., being put into farms. Maybe we're being reduced. And then, of course, wanting to put the blame on another country, like starting World War III. That's another control center on our brains. But is that what we're really after? Is that? It seems to me that something really peculiar is with the moon. We should even ask ourselves, like even now, and you think the moon may be a stupid question, pejorative in many ways. But however, some of the quote-unquote most brilliant minds are now saying what our universe is a simulation. Parallel universes. They're using all these phrases. And you have to ask yourself, why don't we take full moon waning moon, waxing moon, as part of the question you should ask. And what are those damn bases up there? You could probably see them with a high lens binoculars. They want you to see. They want you to see. They dare us to see. They dare us because they're going to say, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So, are you going to run around some Twilight Zone stage? The moon. The moon is a very haunting thing. How many tonight are looking at the moon and getting all mushy and squeezy inside, ready to, love someone? Or are they getting depressed, sad? Another night I'm by myself. Or they're going, where is that damn thing? I gotta go to work. There's all types of reality going on here. All types of things. And what is what? What is where we belong? What is right thinking? And you're going to realize there's no right thinking and there's no wrong thinking. But we should do, as humans, think. Don't just press GP chat. AI will do it. Yes, we know. My cat will do it if I let it. It, her, him. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, when I go outside, am I looking at the wood creatures? Am I looking at the people on the street? Or should I be looking at the moon, who's maybe beaming something to the person on the street, beaming something into aggravated temple impulses, frequency impulses, to something walking in the street, walking in the woods. Oh, it is a very fearsome world we live in. You know why it's fearsome? Because we don't give things enough thought. That's why it's fearsome. We're not giving things enough thought. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think the moon is, and how does it affect you? Does it make you get a good night's rest when the moon is full? Does it make you passionate? Does it make you sad? Tell me, how does the moon make you feel? No one has any feelings about the moon? When I look at the moon, if I'm alone, it makes me feel spooky. Or I can easily feel spooky, depending on how bright the moon is. I feel like I got to put my fake TVs on the second floor, my lights downstairs, my radio on by the door, etc., 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 etc. Because you never know what's going to come bouncing down the road, hopping down the street, bursting through the bushes. Hi. Now, both of you, any of you, could expect that we could have an epiphany. Every time they get close to saying, hey, there's something out there. Then we have, I want to take Greenland. I want to take Panama. And then we go, oh no, there goes. Any excuse but to play us, right? To play us. Anyway, what do you think? Tell me, what do you think? Do you think that moon is some big hard blob in the sky, just innocently passing us by night after night after night after night? Or is it something more sinister, something more planned, something that holds our life in balance? Could be. The moon. We go outside and we see this moon. Up and down. Up one hemisphere and down another. Go outside and tell me what it is. I would appreciate all your comments. Tonight we just had moon vibration. Something's going on with the moon. Whenever the news gets stupid, something big time is happening. And I don't mean Chinese against the Americans, against the Russians, against the Indians, against the Pakistanis. I don't mean against UK, against France. No, please. Mm-mm. Don't let those forces separate us. Let us remain together. We need each other. Something very strange is going on. Very strange. Can you feel it? Very strange is happening. Can you even take the way we dance now, right? You get that beat, that funky hip hop. Now, hip hop's been around for like 50 years. I think since the 70s. The same time the Bob Dylan yodeling was supposedly hot, there was a group of people that were doing, it's that breakdancing, right? Breakdancing seems to have, left dancers. But look at the way we're dancing, like backsides in the air, and this whole lavishness. And you think it could be nothing more. I'm not saying you feel good, but wait, think about what you're doing to an alien race. Maybe they're going, yum, 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 yum. Get what I mean? Maybe they're going, and looking at this. Now, the biggest part of a human is the buttocks, right? And if you were into an alien who enjoyed a human chicken, a human being, where would the meal be? It would be in the brain, the eyeballs, and the buttocks. Of course, the thighs, too. Now everybody's using those drugs to lose weight. The meal is over, right? Could that have been some kind of plan? Stop people from being so scrumptious looking to the alien races? Possible. Or perhaps we just gotta move quicker. We have to be more decisive. We can't think about what we had pizza we didn't eat. Well, I welcome all to get into this weird head. It's a weird head because nobody's talking about it. And it's right in front of us. What do you think? What do you think, Narasa, really? What do you think, Skylar? Yet much? What do you think? What do you think? Or you just gotta think about it to yourself for a while. No problem. It's just that something's going on. Something big time, too. Something pretty damn big. And they'll be revealing it soon. I can feel something's coming up. Too many distractions, too much BS. And they're just having a nice little fun at our expense. Our expense. It's time that we ask questions. What is that moon? How come you haven't been up there? What's that base? What's this? What's that? Those are the kind of questions I want to answer. Yeah, I want to hear about something. I'd like to know why in the last 50 years you haven't been back to the moon. Whatever it's been, 50, 60 years, 40 years, whatever. Why? Like, just as if there's gold in those hills, in the mountains of the moon, how come we're not there taking it? How come we have no jobs when there's so much to be done? How come? Why is this slowdown? Slowdown of your brains, my brains? I don't think so. We're thinking. We're up there. Now, why are we having this slowdown? If it wasn't dictated to us to follow the program. You might as well call them Boss Moon. Boss Moon. And are they just limiting themselves to the moon? It's all play acting, isn't it? Well, I'm going to leave this reading now. I just wanted you to think about something I was thinking about. Like, what is this moon? The moon is more. It's more than what it's said to be. And we are living in times of revelation, they say. Revealing. Revelation means revealing. And I don't mean four little horses coming out northwest, south, and east. Or east, west, north, and south. No, I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about them, they, other entities. Who lives in our below the surface? Who lives in our oceans? And I'm not saying the Chinese do, the Russians do. We all wonder because we know something bigger. Bigger. There's something bigger out there. Something bigger, badder than us. Us. Spirit has said something's going on. I still don't know. There's something going on. There's something going on. We're like the cave people. And you know what I saw too a while ago? There's some cave paintings, I think in France, Tucson area. Now, I for one has always thought caveman pictographs, or rather archaic, primitively drawn. However, recently, not like last week or anything, but in a short time, I saw some hands. There was a bunch of hands stepped that were like put into paint. Hands. Must have been, I don't know, 100 and some plus hands, different colors. Still to this day, the real colors. Now those hands, that paint has lasted to the date, and those hands look like pretty much like you and me. And I can't see, with the concept that I've been given, a hairy looking guy with some kind of skin over his chest and backside. and a big club. I don't think that's true. Of course, we can all go like veg out and do that. But we haven't been told what the deal is. I think we start asking questions. It affects our love. It affects our careers. It affects our future and our past. Are we going around like an endless cycle, like we're being stirred in a coffee cup? Well, anyway, ask yourself these questions. And so until next time, think about this moon. Something tells me we're going to hear something about the moon. And it's going to be a shocker. In the not too distant future, we're going to hear something about the moon. What's really going on in the moon? And what is the moon? Could be an alien-based control center. And you go, ha ha. I don't think so. Think about it without any squeamishness, without any fear, and purely, guts. And, let your inner self figure this one out. All right, until the next time, I'm going to drink some more water. So until the next time, I will speak to you. Peace out. Well, I didn't press it hard enough. If you like it, thank you for the likes. I appreciate the likes, by the way. If anybody would like a reading, do let me know. Something is going on that's very powerful. It's powerful energy being jutted out in all directions. Like, sometimes there's something about this race that's in control. They just want you to, ask questions. They don't like it when you're quiet. They get infuriated. It's like a log that's not burning. It's just sitting there, glowing, but not doing anything much. It's not like, it's just sitting there. They like us on fire. Fire with questions. Fire with anticipation. But let's give them our human reflective anticipation. Right? Let's do that. Let's ask questions. Who are you and what do you want? And am I being watched? I think we are. Too many people are zoning out. What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Well, I've been chatting for an hour now. And I really feel this moon energy. This moon. I feel it's something more than we were led to believe.